Hello and welcome once again to the daily devotional from Bowling Green Presbyterian Church. I'm Martin Stokes and I'm glad to be with you today. Last time we were together, I talked about three things that are reminders of God's promises or God's word for us or things that we need to do. First being my coffee cup, which has the words of Matthew 19, with God all things are possible. And then the second was a passage from 2 Chronicles 31, which talked about Hezekiah and his work in the temple and how he did it with all his heart, which is a real sense of commitment. And then third was a simple little phrase that my good friend gave to me many years ago, and it says, "Ain't nothing going to come up today that me and the Lord can't handle." It's been adapted to many songs and other plaques and so forth. Well, I want to share just a little bit more with you today that are good reminders, and it comes from this question which was raised. And it says, "We noticed several notes attached to your desk. Would you share with us what those are about?" Well, I'll be glad to. I hope they'll be meaningful for you because these are things that I have come across or read on a regular basis, and then I liked it, I cut it out, I paste it to here, and I keep it for a while. Then I take them off and do other ones. There are a few that have stayed for years. There are a few that are just there for a day or two. But anyway, we'll start on the left-hand side and go across. First one being the Wounded Warrior patch, which I believe in supporting the Wounded Warrior, not only with their prayers, but any way you can help them out. Our son is one of those warriors. He's not wounded, fortunately, but he did serve a career in the Marine Corps, and so I've always kept an interest there. Number two is the Handyman Club. God's been gracious enough to give me some skills, which I adapted mostly from my father, who was very skilled as a handyman. And so this little patch reminds me of that and how we can keep things repaired and rebuilt around the house. Third is a passage from John Henry Newman, a man who lived during the 1800s. And it says, "Nothing would be done at all if a man waited until he could do something so well that no one could find fault with it." That's a statement that tells it all, because nobody's perfect. So sitting back and doing nothing is actually worse than getting out there and making some kind of failure and having to redo things. So it's a great statement to keep in mind. I'm going to skip that one and go right straight to the third one, or over this side over here, that is for teachers. My teachers have meant so much to me, and this little prayer thought kind of thing, a statement of how we appreciate teachers, using the TEACHERS as an acrostic. Then on the end over here is the Serenity Prayer. I think most of you know it. This is an abbreviated portion of it, and it was Reinhold Niebuhr who did this. "God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." A beautiful prayer, and what has been adapted by many organizations, and it's a great prayer. And then go back to this one. This one's been on here the longest. I got it many years ago and put it up here, and it just sort of stayed because it summarizes my goal in serving God. And it simply says, "Thy will, nothing more, nothing less, and nothing else." Simple, straightforward goal for life. Do God's will to the best of your ability. Maybe you've got some you could share with me also. So if you do, give me a call. Thanks for your time. God bless.